everyone and welcome back to Googie's Kitchen, and if you are new here then hello and welcome. My name's Alexis and I post 3 videos a week on a Tuesday, Thursday and a Saturday at 7 AM. So if you love a recipe video like this one and you want to see more, then please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And now I'm going to share with you how to make my delicious chocolate and raspberry buckwheat pancakes. As I just mentioned, today I want to share with you how to make my delicious chocolate and raspberry buckwheat pancakes. So this recipe is really easy to do, and we normally always have pancakes on a Sunday morning. That's our breakfast in this house, and I normally always store any leftovers in the freezer, and they make really quick breakfast for Ted to have during the week. But Ted is a slightly fussy eater. I hate to say that about my son, but he is a slightly fussy eater. So we've only been allowed one flavour for such a long time. And then the other day I decided to make a suggestion, and I suggested these chocolate and raspberry pancakes, which Ted seemed quite happy about. So we made them and everybody thought they were delicious, and we're going to have them again. So while I was making them, I thought I'd share the recipe with you. So here is how to make my delicious chocolate and raspberry buckwheat pancakes. When I make a pancake batter mix, I always like to start with the wet ingredients first. So I have 2 bananas here that I'm simply just going to peel, and I'm going to break up into large pieces. It doesn't matter how big or small they are, the blender's going to mix them all up. And I'll just put the bananas into the bottom of the blender like so. So I'm just going to peel this one as well. And then, right, so I had some raspberries, but then my son ate them yesterday, so I've had to use some strawberries instead. Shh, don't tell anybody, but this is going to be chocolate and strawberry pancakes instead. So I'm going to add the strawberries in now. If you want to add raspberries then you can, but if you want to add other soft fruit then you can as well. Blueberries would be really nice in this as well. Maybe if blackberries are in season at the moment for you, then blackberries would be really good as well, or maybe even a mix of all of those too. And then I'm going to add about 500 ml of milk. So I've added the milk, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend all of these ingredients together. If I've turned the blender on. I have, here we go. I have blended those ingredients until they are smooth, like so. And now I'm going to mix my dry ingredients together. So, in this bowl here, I have about 120 grams of buckwheat flour. Buckwheat flour you can buy in most supermarkets, but you can also get it online, and if I can find a link for it I will link it in the description box below for you. And then I also have about 65 grams of tapioca flour. Tapioca flour isn't as common in supermarkets in the UK. I bought this online from Whole Foods online. This isn't an advert for them, but I just wanted to let you know where I bought it. If you can't get tapioca flour, then you could use plain flour, or if you're trying to make this gluten-free, then you could use gluten-free plain flour, or rice flour. Rice flour seems a bit more common in supermarkets in the UK at the moment. So I'm going to add these 2 flours to my bowl, like so, and then I've got some raw cacao powder. Again, if you can't get raw cacao powder, then you could use cocoa powder, but please use the unsweetened stuff, because the sweetened stuff has a lot of chemicals in it. Raw cacao powder is basically raw chocolate, just straight from the tree and then ground up. So I'm going to put about 4 tablespoons, big tablespoons as well. Depending on how chocolatey you like it, will depend on how many of these you want to put in. So I'd say 2 to 4. My son does really like it chocolatey, so I put 4 in. So I'm just going to mix those ingredients together, and then I'm just going to go and grab myself a teaspoon. Hang on a sec. Right, got myself a teaspoon, and I'm going to put a teaspoon of baking powder into this as well, like so, and I'm going to mix that around, and then I'm going to put about half a teaspoon of salt in as well. So just a pinch or two of salt, or salt to your taste. If you like a bit more, then please add a bit more. I just find salt brings out the flavour of the chocolate in these, so that's why I like to add it. And then I'm just going to mix these ingredients together like so. And then I'm going to add my wet ingredients next. So I'm just going to pour the wet ingredients over, and I'm just going to mix everything together. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to store this batter mix in the fridge overnight, and I will cook this off in the morning. So I'm just going to continue to stir this until all of the flour has dissolved in the wet ingredients. It may take a little while, so just have a bit of patience, just bear with it, because it will disappear eventually, I promise. The reason I store it in the fridge overnight as well is because it helps the digestive enzymes. So when you soak things overnight in the fridge, it helps you to absorb them better in the tummy as well. Grains can be quite harsh on your stomach. I think buckwheat is fine, but I always like to know that I might be digesting it slightly better if I've stored it in the fridge overnight. So that's the pancake mix done. And as I said, I'm off to store this in the fridge. Last night I went to bed and I remembered that I hadn't added some ground flaxseed to the pancake mix. So I'm going to add this in this morning. Normally I would add this in the night before, also to let it soak in as well. So I put about 2.5 teaspoons of ground flaxseed in there. It just gives it a bit of extra fibre basically. If you don't have ground flaxseed, then you don't have to use it at all. And it also adds a bit of thickness, I find, as well. So, but as I said, if you can't get ground flaxseed, or you haven't got it, then you don't have to use it. So I'm just mixing those ingredients together. Oh, and if you want them thicker, you can add 4 tablespoons as well. So if you want the batter a bit thicker. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my saucepan, or my frying pan, sorry, out of the drawer. I'm going to put it onto a high heat, and I'm going to add a little bit of oil to that as well. As I said, I've got myself a frying pan and I've put it onto a high heat, and I'm going to add some coconut oil to the base of this pan as well. Excuse fingers. I'm going to add quite a lot of oil as well. Pancakes generally do need quite a lot of oil to make sure they don't stick to the base of the pan. So I'm just going to leave this pan to heat up now. The oil has started to bubble and the pan has got nice and hot, and that's what you want when you make pancakes, is a really hot pan. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of the pancake mix to the base of the pan, and I'm going to start cooking the pancakes. So I'm just going to do one. I'm going to try another one over here as well. I'm hoping this will fit in okay. So I'm just going to put another bit of pancake mix there as well. And what you want to happen is you want the pancake mix to cook around the outside, and you want the bottoms to go a nice golden brown colour. It's not quite there yet, so I'm just going to leave these two to cook. The bottoms have started to go a nice golden brown colour, so I'm going to flip the pancake over. You may also need to turn the heat down a little bit when the pan gets hot as well. And then you just cook the other side, and you'll know when they're done because you'll be able to just lift them up and see the bottoms. And that is how you make these delicious chocolate and raspberry/strawberry pancakes. I'm just flipping the pancakes over, and both the pancakes have cooked now, so I'm going to remove these from the pan and I'm going to cook the rest of the batter. I have finished making all of the pancakes, and it did make quite a few, I have to say, and I'm just going to add a little bit of maple syrup to this stack of pancakes, and that, my friends, is our breakfast Done. That's how you make my delicious chocolate and raspberry buckwheat pancakes, and that recipe I will link in the description box below for you. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to be having these for our breakfast this morning and they smell so good, I can't wait. So for now, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and please feel free to leave any comments below. And please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you all soon. Bye.